No expanse of water or stretch of space will stop new music from reaching this place. Canadian DJ Dr. Bones transmits his show to all known zones. He's the man with plaudits I shower as I interview him on the Banter Hour. Brian Michael Bolger, also known as Dr. Bones. This is your life.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that, no. Wow, okay, well.
Do you know anything about This Is Your Life? Have you, do you know about it?
A little bit.
Sorry?
A little bit. I mean, I know it's like, no, they bring people from your past, like, remember Billy in the third grade? Well, here he is, you know.
Well, it was an American show originally in the 50s, and then it was taken over by the British, and it became sort of it was a bit of a cult show, I suppose, because they surprised celebrities with this big red book, and talked about their life from being a child, and it was on for years. I mean, it was from 1955 through to 2003, so it had a few presenters along the way. But yeah, I don't have a red book, sadly, but I just thought I would interview you live.
Oh, awesome! Right on.
I'm actually struggling with my internet connection. I don't know why, so I can't see you at the minute.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. There we go.
I don't know if do I sound quite quiet? Or...
Yeah, no, you're clear.
It's alright, is it?
Yeah, and I got my video back, so we're good.
Okay, cool. Here we go. So, tell me about you as a boy growing up in Canada.
Wow. I played a lot of hockey because I grew up in Montreal, so it's home of Montreal Canadiens. 29 Stanley Cups, the whole deal. Yeah, I played a lot of hockey, and then I started really getting to music when I was probably 9 or 10, because my dad was a big fan of the Beatles, so we heard lots of Beatles. So I pretty much knew every album backwards and forwards by the time I was 12. So.
Oh wow! So did you play sort of hockey for school?
I played hockey pretty much in a league that wasn't part of the school.
Oh, right.
Because the
so
school,
that was separate, was it?
yeah, the school I went to didn't have a hockey team, but there's hockey teams around the city that I played with, and then we played pretty much pickup hockey outdoors every afternoon, and ball hockey when there was no ice, and so.
So how difficult is it to learn to skate then? I mean, did it take you a long time, or?
I wish I could remember, but I don't really.
You're not that old. Come
no,
on.
No, but I mean, I probably learned to skate when I was two or three. So I mean, it wasn't that old. So the only thing I can remember having an issue with when I started to play hockey was the stopping.
Yeah,
because there's two ways. You can either turn your skates in and stop that way, or go both skates to the side. And yeah, there's a couple I couldn't figure out. I mean, so I guess that was a little bit difficult, and especially doing skating backwards and doing the backwards cross cuts. Those were a pain in the ass, let me tell you.
Was it straight onto the ice, or did you practice? Did you have, because we have rollerblades, don't you, and stuff? I mean, or was it all on ice that you learned?
It was ice and street hockey, because pretty much growing up, most kids had a hockey net or used their garage to shoot the ball up against. So it's kind of a mix of both, and you learn more. You can learn different things because of obviously either ice or land. Like if you're doing it on pavement, stuff like that, it helps with your handling, because a lot of times it's rough. So
yeah.
You're used to those rough patches, so it's a little bit smoother on the ice, and just a couple things, but you're mainly learning most stuff on ice, because obviously you're going to be on skates the whole time. No, you're never going to be running around on the ice.
It's very cool, isn't it? I mean, do you ski as well?
No. I've skied once in my life, and one time only, and I did a lot of cross country, but downhill, I tried it once and all right, but I don't have the balance for it.
Oh, see, that's weird, isn't it? You can ice skate. I mean, that takes a lot of balance.
Yeah, I just never got it. I never got into it. It was all right, but it's wasn't a big thing. It's I tried it, so done.
So, do you keep in touch with any of your school friends at all?
Yeah, actually, one of my buddies, his father, like a good friend of mine, actually, his father just retired after 38 years with the fire department.
Oh, right, okay.
So I talked to him about that a little bit, which is cool. It was a small fire hall because the area they were in, it's called Montreal West, and it's not really big. It's because obviously Montreal's a city, but there's all the like suburbs and subdivisions, so it's big but not huge. I mean, the only this the like I said, the fire hall is not that big at all, but it's still. I mean, he was there for obviously for 3 years and really good guy. So I found out about that, and yeah, so I don't see them too often. I mean, the last time I went back was it last year, maybe the year before.
Yeah,
So I don't always get a chance to go back and visit, but I do keep in touch with them. So,
that's cool. So,
but
tell me about the first time you got drunk. Was it on whiskey?
no, 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 it was beer.
Right.
Ayo. Yeah, I kind of got in trouble, but I didn't because people who know me well. It's I'm able to kind of think before I speak on the air, not just because of stupid things I may say, but just to kind of speak clearly. And one of my bad habits is when I get really excited, is I'll start speaking fast and I'll start mumbling.
Right, okay.
So the night I went out, wasn't a huge problem in Montreal because the drinking age was 18. So my parents were like they weren't like extremely happy with it, but they weren't upset about it either because they knew if we were going anywhere, I'd be going to a friend's house, that we were walking or going to take the bus. So there's no worries about drunk driving at all.
Right, okay.
And plus, I always checked in anyway, so my mother was never really concerned about me. But
Oh, you goody then.
no, I know. I just because she wanted to know when I was going to be home, so I gave her a rough estimate, and usually I was home by then. I was going to be later. I called, so I wasn't calling every 5 minutes. She didn't keep tabs on me. Like, so you goody. But anyways, so yeah, I came home and like I had 5 or 6 beers. I was pretty drunk, and I'm not going to admit I was kind of stumbling around a little bit. And I started going up the stairs, and my mom wakes up and she says, goes, "Did you have fun? Yeah." She goes, "Have any beer?" I was like, no. And and she says, "You're lying." It's like, "What?" Goes, "How'd you know?" She says, "Because you're speaking clearly." Ugh, ugh. Go to bed.
I like that, you're speaking clearly.
Yeah, so that's how I got busted for.
Pull out. Right. Okay. What I'd like to know, and I'd like you to take me through, is 16-year-old Dr. Bones record collection.
Oh wow,
Mm.
man. Trying to think because that was like 95. I think I was 16, right around there, sort of. Well, yeah, yeah, no, 95. So, um, wow. By then, I had a lot of grunge, and like I wouldn't say necessarily even mix, but I had a lot of grunge and a lot of 70s and 60s stuff too. Like I had a very eclectic mix. So I had the complete Nirvana collection. So from like Bleach, Nevermind, Incesticide, and then In Utero was the last one. I had all the Soundgardens, and that's right around the time that Super Unknown came out, and Spoonman was like huge, and of course then there's Black Hole Sun and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so pretty much I guess the major ones. So I had Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, and but on the other side of the spectrum, I had some Beatles, I had some Sex Pistols, I had Nevermind the Bollocks, which is obviously the most classic album. So I had that. I had some Ramones CDs, and I was also listening to ska at that time too. So I had bands like the Specials and the Selector, and a band called the Toasters out of New York, and I don't think they're around anymore. But so it was quite the mix, and I'd been to a lot of concerts already, which is awesome because like I just love going. So by that time, I had seen, I think it was that summer that I saw Soundgarden for their Super Unknown tour. But before that, I'd seen Green Day, I'd seen Nirvana, I'd seen Tool, I'd seen Pearl Jam, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like so. I got to concerts as much as I could, and yeah.
I was going to say that's a real breadth of music, isn't it, that you've got there, which is fun, which is great. Which
Well, I was also learning how to play guitar at that time too. So It kind of helped.
I was
And
going to ask you actually if you are musical.
yeah, well, like I think I said this before, but I did take piano lessons, but only for 4 months, so I wouldn't really call that lessons.
So it didn't agree with you then, the piano?
I wasn't interested, and it wasn't too much longer after that I picked the guitar up,
Yeah.
and then I got more interested in that, and pretty much was hand me downs. Initially, it was like I want to play, and then my brother wanted to play, and he's older, so pretty much one kind of took after the other, sort of thing. So he started first, and then I started, and it's a lot of people will tell you, and when they're learning how to play guitar, the first song I learned how to play uh, was, let's say, Stairway to Heaven, or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And not me. My first song, The Animals, House of the Rising Sun. Very first song I learned.
That's great.
So then from there, I learned a couple more things, and just immediately, because I was learning the open chords and a few power chords, so just the basic stuff.
Yeah.
So open chord songs Eric Clapton's "Knocking on Heaven's Door,"
Right.
so there was that, and like "House of the Rising Sun," those are open chords, and then I started trying to learn other stuff, and of course there was massive frustration because like, why can't I get this? And because the first few times, like most people will tell you, when you're learning to kind of grip your hand around the neck of the guitar, get your fingers on the strings, your fingers kind of instinctively want to kind of smush together or rest on the chords, on the strings, so you're getting a muffled sound. And one bad habit I picked up, and I can kind of use one now, but I got fed up with it. Is like I play a guitar with my fingers, not with a pick.
Oh, okay.
I completely picking everything. It's very very seldom I use a pick. I kind of can, but I get the same sound out of my fingers. I know it sounds kind of bad.
I was going to say, did you ever use it as sort of a way to pick up the chicks?
Well, you know what? Kind of sort of, because I was in a few bands too. So yeah, that always